So picking up where I left off, I made a video in the park about habits and being able to spot them. I think backgammon is a game of habits, and if we have good habits, then we will tend to make good plays and have lower PRs and maybe win a few matches and some money if we play money games. And if we have bad habits, then the opposite will be the case. But actually, what we need is to remain flexible and to be able not to be stuck in our habits. And here's an example of this. A student just sent me one of his matches, and when I have students, I try and build up a picture of their weaknesses, which is basically looking at what they tend to play in certain positions, and if those plays tend to be wrong, trying to point out why, and then unstick the habit. And in this position, my student is playing the blue checkers, and he doubled. And it actually happens that this is a correct double according to XG, and I'm not arguing with the analysis at all. I think doubles, the reason it is because double six and almost everything else is a market losing sequence. But the reason I draw this attention to you, and I will do to my student, is because I believe that he has a tendency to double early, so that had the position not have resulted in a pass after a double six, I believe my student still would have doubled the position. And I've seen my student double positions, let's say, for argument's sake, that this checker is here and that there is no white blot. Imagine the white blot is on the 9 point, and I've seen that my student has a tendency to double a position like this. Now, the disappointment for me is that I think my student is producing the same habits, and even if the habit is producing the correct answer, that's not what I want to see. What I want to see is some form of movement where I see that my student isn't falling into the same habit as before, of course, where it tends to be wrong, and is trying something new. And what I'm proposing, or what I'm trying to say in this video, is that we need to observe, if possible, where we get stuck in our own thinking. And the way we can do this is by using XG, and what XG will show us is where we made an error, and then we need to look at the error and try and understand why. Now, the key to moving on with habits is to somehow, and this is more psychological than backgammon, the key to doing it is to work out somehow how your brain, your own unique brain machine works. And I can only take me as an example, and I don't have a huge sample of students yet to work with. But so let's say I saw a position, and let's say that I observed that this actually happened to be a no double, and it would alert me to the fact, and then I would look at it. What I would do is, instead of just looking for, let's say, 2 or 3 seconds and saying, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I see that, I would perhaps look for maybe a good 35 seconds, look at it, just see if anything strikes me in the position, start going through some numbers in my head. What if I rolled 2-1? What if I roll 3-2? What if I roll 4-2? And I think there is often some synchronicity between our brain and our feelings, and I've observed with myself, I think, that if I get to the point after looking at it for a certain amount of time that I start to feel some sort of sense of insight or closure or something like that, I maybe not correctly, but hopefully correctly believe that I've started to infiltrate into this system in my mind, which is usually closed and habitual, and started to show it something new. And so there might be other ways to do this, and everyone might have a different approach. Of course, there's the facility to be able to go to, in XG, you can go to, you can set up the position and you can play from the position so that you can see how it pans out. And if you play the position out maybe 20 times, you'll start to see something new about the position that your brain didn't see before. You might have to play it out 50 times. You might have to play it out 100 times. But the thing that people don't want to accept is there are no shortcuts, and you have to take that time to let the information sink into your brain. Um, so let's break those habits. And please like and subscribe if you like the video. Please comment and let me know what your perspective is. And again, thank you very much for watching.